Hello and welcome once again to Watching Movies with my pastor. I am, of course, Jeremy. Some of you might know me as the Spider-Pan over at the Fandom Nexus. That might be how you found us. And of course, with me as always is Pastor Phil.
Hello there.
Today is special.
Yes.
Today's very special because we have our friend Seth with us.
Hello.
And there he is. Now, Seth is a quiet fella compared to us. Well, I'm sure he'll have some interesting things to say about the movie as we watch. If you hear someone screaming like a baby, it might be him. You're afraid of sharks, right?
No.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, Seth is not afraid of sharks. So if you hear somebody screaming like a baby, it might be me. Because this is the movie. Jaws has hit its 50th anniversary. And also it takes place around the 4th of July. So we want to release this about that time. And this is the movie that traumatized me as a child. Probably one of the reasons why I never properly learned to swim, and the reason why Philip learned to.
I did. Because this is not logic, okay? I realize. But when Jaws 3 was coming out in 1985, I believe it was, maybe 84, I don't remember. I remember it was coming out, and I went and saw it at the theater, and it's a horrible film, but I loved it, and still do just because of that. But either way, I learned to swim because I was so scared that the shark was going to be able to bust through the bottom of the pool. Yes, I realized logic is out the window. Hey folks, I was 8. But either way, I learned to swim just so that if Jaws was going to come, and I love to tell you this because I'm brave, it wasn't to save others. It was to save myself, and Jaws could eat the other people. I know, I'm a coward. But
let them chew on them before it gets to you.
Sorry, brother.
Heck, I've had, you know how they say if you have a nightmare and you die in it that you'll never wake up? I know it's a lie because I've been eaten by Jaws in a nightmare and I woke up.
I know I have been too.
Yeah.
In fact, just the other day I died when Jaws was eating me in a dream. Because I've watched them a couple times this week. I love this movie. I can't get it enough.
I am not a fan of it, but it is a brilliant movie.
Yes.
It is a very good movie. And you know what? We found that the trailer exists here, so we're going to listen to the trailer real quick.
There is a creature alive today who has survived millions of years of evolution without change, without passion, and without logic. It lives to kill. A mindless eating machine. It will attack and devour anything. It is as if God created the devil and gave him jaws. This is Universal's extraordinary motion picture version of Peter Benchley's best-selling novel, Jaws.
I just found out that a girl got killed here last week, and you knew it. You knew there was a shark out there. You knew it was dangerous, but you let people go swimming anyway.
You yell barracuda. Everybody says, huh? What? You yell shark. We've got a panic on our hands on the 4th of July.
Is it true that most people get attacked by sharks in 3 feet of water, about 10 feet from the beach?
Yeah. What we are dealing with here is a perfect engine, an eating machine.
We're not only going to have to close the beach, we're going to have to hire somebody to kill the shark.
Bad fish. But I'll catch him and kill him.
Did you hear your father? Out of the water now!
This shark, swallow you whole. You're gonna need a bigger boat.
That's a 20-footer.
25. 3 tons of them.
Hurry up, he's coming straight for us. Don't screw it up now. Don't wait for me. Now! Shoot!
None of man's fantasies of evil can compare with the reality of Jaws. Roy Scheider, Robert Shaw, Richard Dreyfuss, Jaws. See it before you go swimming.
So the original blockbuster, 1975, won 3 Academy Awards for Best Original Score because John Williams.
Oh, yeah.
Best Film Editing by Verna Fields, and Best Sound, selected for preservation in the National Film Registry. Of course, released June 20th, 1975. Production budget ballooned from $3.5 million to approximately $9 million due to delays. Probably a lot of that was because he couldn't get the shark to work.
That is a lot of it. Became
the first summer blockbuster, actually creating the name Blockbuster, earning around $476 million globally.
Mm-hmm.
This is an event movie.
Yeah.
The first time really I think you had an event movie.
They even mentioned
before
it.
Star Wars.
They even mentioned it on the show All in the Family, which is interesting because Richard Dreyfuss is good friends with Robert, I can't think of his name right now, Meathead.
Rob something.
Yeah, and he
Spinal
Rob
Tap.
Reiner. Rob
Reiner.
And he says in the show when 75 Fall came around, he says, I really want to go out and see that movie Jaws. And it's a big movie. And so it's great because in real life he is mentioning his friend, who, by the way, at one time he was going to be Meathead. He was at one time they wanted him to do that, but they'd already had in their mind Rob Reiner was perfect for it. So I just think it's kind of funny,
Yeah. Well, I have other notes that we'll get into as the movie progresses on some of about the actors, and of course Philip's probably got all kinds of stories about the making of the film. So let's just go ahead. You're going to hear the click in there. So anybody who's going to try to watch with us, which by the way, I'll make it easy for you if you are then again, I don't know if I'll have the video of this actual movie, but try to watch along with us. There are usually 2 versions of the podcast. There's the free version where anytime we ain't talking, I'm cutting. But I'll put a version up on our Patreon. I'll make sure there's links to that. Also, Red Circle, you can have exclusive versions where I'll play the entire thing with the audio so you can watch along with us. So, without further ado, or hit and play, and here we go. Spinning circle, spinning circle, spinning circle. Here it goes. Officially starting. Now, of course, we got the Universal logo to get through. With this opening music, of course, I do have to mention that Steven Spielberg had already worked with John Williams previously. And so he thought, okay, cool, I'm going to have John work with me for Jaws, because he's amazing. He's even the one that told George Lucas.
What film did he already do?
It's whatever Spielberg had done before Jaws. It was like one of his early things. But anyways, don't make me lose my train of thought. So John Williams came in with Steven Spielberg, and he says, I've got your theme here. And he starts just doo-doo on the piano. And Steven Spielberg thought, that's funny. All right, okay, now play the real one. And John Sullivan's like, you told me you have problems with the shark not working. You can't see the shark. Here's your shark, doo-doo.
Yeah.
You don't see it, but you'll hear it. And he says, it'll get more intense every time. When you hear this louder, you know it's coming. We're going to terrify your audience. So John Williams saved this movie.
Yeah, this movie is brilliant. It's one of my all-time favorites, as I said before.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. And Murray Hamilton, who plays the mayor, does a tremendous job, too.
I'm having to turn down the volume of the movie because I want to make sure we can hear each other.
Yeah. I just was everything about it. The editor, everybody, they did such a great job in this film.
The cast is great, which we'll get into that when they start making appearances.
Yeah.
Of course, the girl who's about to get eaten here at the beginning has actually made a lot of appearances. And she became quite popular. I don't know if she ever did anything else. Yes, based on a novel by Peter Benchley, which I listened to the audiobook of that. Holy cow.
He makes an appearance in this film.
He does.
Oh, yeah. He's the reporter.
Oh, that's right. I think you told me that last year when we were watching this.
Yes, and he appears. And he actually helped also to the screenplay of this, which is good because there's a few things he didn't want to have happen that happened, and he said, I don't know. But he said that Spielberg saved his story in a lot of ways because he took it from being a big novel to being a huge...
Yeah, because there's stuff that happened in the novel that would have really ruined the movie. Sort of like Jurassic Park, if you read that book, it's kind of boring to read.
I agree.
So...
A great idea, but they took it and went further with it, a lot further, I must say.
The guy's a little creepy the way he's been staring at the girl, though.
One thing I love about this film is it really captures the time.
Yeah, it does. Boy, does it
filmed, And yet it's timeless, too, in a very strange way, in the sense that, I don't mean timeless in the sense you don't know when it was. It's right in the middle of 70s, technically 74 when they filmed it. But I mean in the sense that you know when it was, but it feels like it could have been any time. in the sense that you really connect with the people.
Yeah.
That's what I think is the best part of the show, is it's the people.
Yeah, and you can relate to it of the terrifying situation this is. Boy, they come awful close to...
Well, that's why editing was a big deal in this.
Yeah.
One of the reasons, for the reasons of this, and the other reason is because of the machine.
Yeah.
In the original book, the shark jumps up right away, and honestly, this would not have been near as successful.
Yeah.
This is what Spielberg and others have said. If they had gotten what they wanted to have, it wouldn't have been near the successful film.
It's like Psycho when you don't see things.
Yes.
It's more terrifying. And this, oh my goodness, this is the most disturbing opening scene filmed ever. When this starts happening. Ooh.
You feel bad for her.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's, I've heard people say before, well, they get what they, but man, it's not the first time they've gone out swimming. And this seems innocent, really.
Yeah, she's just out for a swim. She didn't have a swimsuit, so she's naked. But that adds to the vulnerability when you're completely naked there.
You're
that
all
just
out
makes her,
there, all out, and it's sad.
But this is, with the new high definition, I feel like I see a lot more detail as the shot comes up than I'm used to. You know.
Because you wouldn't have in the past.
Yeah. So I'm looking away. But here we go. Okay, when that first pull down. This is where they had tied ropes to her so they could yank her around. But it's terrifying just watching her going across and the way she screams and cries out that it hurts and stuff. It's just a terrifying aspect that you're screaming for help and no one is hearing you. And you almost think, okay, she found a buoy. She's going to be okay. It's just the whole thing of crying out to God for help, and nobody hears it. This idiot's passed out,
he's passed
and that's
out
it.
Because of being drunk.
And something horrible is happening to you. I mean, that's I think like a nightmare any human should have is being eaten by something, because we're like the top of the food chain, you know. It's like and it's just quiet and peaceful, like nothing happened. Ugh. It's a great way to open a film because now the entire audience is on edge.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of like Jurassic Park, that great opening where when you see the guy literally lifted up in the cage, it's terrifying because you don't see what's happening to him, but your imagination is like...
Well, one of the tags they had for Jurassic Park was Jaws with claws.
Yeah. I remember I was with Joey. He saw Jurassic Park before I did. And it's like Jaws, but on land. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, golly, I don't know if I want to watch this. But then I love that movie.
Yeah.
Don't love the franchise, but I love that movie. Roy Scheider. Okay, here we get to see Roy Scheider. He wasn't the original choice. He proposed himself after overhearing the premise at a party, according to Sideshow.com.
Yeah, I've seen interviews where he talks about that.
Well, I guess we've already mentioned this. The mechanical shark Bruce malfunctioned regularly in the ocean. 3 different full-scale models were used.
Mm-hmm. There were some that were to be shot from the right side, some from the left, one from the left, and one from the front. They had different, which, they had a lot it'd never been done like that before.
Yeah.
One of the guys that helped him with the design had worked on the squid, or what you want to call it.
From 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea? Another great movie.
And they said at first, the people were saying, this can't be done, nothing can be done. And he said, we can do anything. So it gave hope. Where originally, believe it or not, there were people who said that we need to train a shark. And it's like, you can't train a shark.
It may bite one of your actors.
Yeah, it would have.
Yeah.
Because what does it know? It knows to do what it does. It's a machine.
Yeah.
It's just as much of a machine as a machine you built, really.
The one thing that does kind of hurt, by the way, the shark in this is I noticed last time we were watching it, because now we got good high definition, you can see the jaw joint really where it's the top of the head and there's this little seam in the skin.
In Jaws 2 especially, you can see certain parts of it. It's really weird, especially recently watching Jaws Revenge, or at least parts of it. You can see the shark somehow got worse. You're like, how is that?
How can you get worse at the mechanical shark when it was so, so off in this one? But it was still completely terrifying because you bought into it entirely with this.
Amity Island welcomes you. Mm-hmm. And what's interesting? It said the 50th anniversary there for Amityville.
It did.
So now it'd be the 100th.
Yeah, wow. 50 years ago, we were afraid to get in the water.
Mm-hmm.
Philip still is.
No, I get in the water when I can if I'm ever there. I won't go too deep, though, and this movie is part of it.
Yeah.
Famous last words for Smithville Lake whenever you go there again, or Watkins Mill.
Yeah, this is where he finds like some bits of the body that washed up, which this is actually where the book begins, is finding the body or parts of the body on the shore.
It would be a pretty horrible sight.
Yeah. What's left of her, you know?
I always thought
Just enough to identify.
What that young man must have felt seeing that that could have easily been him.
Oh, my goodness.
And feeling guilty, too.
Yeah, yeah. He's all drunk and didn't hear her scream. Not like anybody could have helped her.
No.
I mean, what could you do? But at least somebody would have known something was happening. And
But you feel guilty as a man, you know, as a young man, like, see, look at him.
Look at him. Oh, my goodness. With Alka-Seltzer.
Yeah. I love this old lady. See, it's what I love. It seems so real.
Yeah.
Now, the fire chief wants you to go over the 4th of
Polly,
July.
I want a list of all the water activities that the city fathers are planning for today, all right?
Right away.
Hendricks,
Hey, Chief.
where do we keep the beach closed signs?
Chief, we never had it.
No?
Chief.
See, at least Brody has the thought to close the beaches.
Yeah.
That's one of the things I appreciate. That's what makes him likable over the mayor, because he's saying, we got to close this beach.
And even with the mayor, one thing I do kind of like, and I can understand, I like in the film, they didn't make him quite as mean as he was in the book. In the book, he was all about the money. In this, he's trying to think of the town, even though it doesn't come off that way some. He's trying to think of the town. He doesn't want the town to go under, because if you don't have that money from the 4th of July, that is what gets him through the year.
Yeah.
There's that old man that later on go on the beach. I like him.
Oh, God, promise.
This stuff isn't going to help me in August. The summer kings come down here in June. You haven't got one thing on here I ordered. Not a beach umbrella, not a sun lounger, no beach balls. If I can't get service from you...
See what he's saying? He's saying that it won't help me in August if we don't make the money in June and July. So
if you're going to hold that mic like that, you're going to have to follow your mouth around.
So what happens is, if they don't have all the money coming in early, by late the year, they've already lost all their cash.
Yeah.
So there's the other thing that's cut out of the book, which I'm kind of glad of, they cut out the whole mob story. There was a mob. There was a mob story, and they were originally going to film it, but they cut that out.
I hate this crummy mayor. I really do.
He's such a great actor.
Really hate him. I mean,
no, he's great.
But he's such a.
Like I said, I love the fact that you realize later he's doing it because he loves the town. And he's not wanting them to lose money.
He loves the town, but he's not thinking of the people.
No, he's not
thinking of looking good as the mayor, that the town's doing well, but doesn't think of the people who live there.
And I don't almost think he doesn't take it seriously.
Yeah.
The shark thing. He's like, oh, that happens, you know. I love that jacket. It's so 70s, that jacket he's wearing. It's a polyester look, you know.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's something you'd find in a garage sale, like even in the 80s or 90s, you know. I can almost feel it and smell the smoke on it.
Yeah. And that's one of the things I forgot to mention for anyone who is listening to this that is doing the free version. You probably will not be hearing much of the film that we discussed, so it's harder to watch along with us. If we comment directly on what somebody says, then I'll try to get the audio of the film.
This guy in the blue jacket that he's talking with the mustache and all, a very famous director and writer who came in.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. And
you mentioned that.
He came in and started writing with him. And because they needed his assistance because Stephen was in college with him. And he was so good at writing certain things. So he mostly came in to help write that wonderful scene that we're going to see later on about the Indianapolis, the USS Indianapolis.
Oh, yeah.
And then Robert Shaw would rewrite this guy's speech because it was pages long.
Oh, my goodness.
So Robert Shaw rewrote this, who also was a writer. Robert Shaw wrote this writer's script, rewrote it, because in the book, it just has one line. the line is that he was on the Indianapolis. That was it.
Oh, wow. Well, Robert Shaw and Richard Dreyfuss both initially turned down their parts.
Yes.
Shaw was convinced by family as secretary. Dreyfuss came back after a less successful prior film.
There you go.
Do you know what that prior film was by any chance?
He mentioned it one time, but most of the time he doesn't, I think, out of being cordial to the people. But he did mention it once, I know, because I remember it. But I can't remember what it was, but he mentioned it on one, and he said that he went and saw it and was
Well, she'd make quite a meal for a shark, wouldn't she? That's so bad of me to say, but...
Yeah, she would. Oh, there's Alex. I recently saw someone had made an action figure of this kid, which is funny because it's...
Oh, yeah, and it's just the raft.
Which is terrible, but funny, too.
It's so horrible.
I know
I almost forgot. I got a note about Susan Backlini, who's the opening victim, was hired for her swimming ability and committed fully to the stunt. Because she's got very good swimming form.
Yeah.
She swims really good. So apparently she was not afraid to nearly get seen. Everything. I mean, goodness.
Yeah,
you see quite a bit of her for them hiding the nudity.
They did. It took a lot of editing and a lot of work.
Yeah. So she had to be comfortable with that. Oh, this scene is so horrible, though.
Well, someone just recently on Facebook, I believe it was, said that they finally found Pippet. That's the dog's name, Pippet. Because for years people thought Pippet had been eaten, but later on, when you see Pippet. Or you see, I guess, on a bridge, you see a black dog. We don't know if that's Pippet, but some are assuming it was him. I think it's just to make us feel good.
Yeah.
By the way, Pippet would be dead now, no matter what.
Yeah,
that's 50 years ago. There's no way. But
yeah. Oh, this is kind of just terrifying.
Oh, the whole thing is
Chief Brody just looking out there, and this shot. I forgot, they have a name for this type of shot, and I forgot what it is. Where they zoom, but they pull back at the same time.
They pan away at this.
And so it gets that distorted. Oh, and this idiot. Oh, that gets in his way when Chief Brody's trying to watch the water, and he's afraid of what if it happens again, and then that happens. They just build the tension so much.
Spielberg's brilliant.
I don't even know what that guy was just saying. Because
he's talking about he's talking about something in the city, you know.
But it's like seems so unimportant. If you're like, no, Brody, watch the water, the water, Chief, watch
There's
the water.
There's his little boy.
Yeah, his own kids. And you see this poor child out here on his floaty.
Yeah. 10 more minutes, Ma. Don't you wish? Sometimes just listen to folks.
My goodness.
There he is, that old man.
Yeah, that's some bad Harry.
Obviously, they don't get along too very well.
And I love there's almost a sense of like everything seems to be calm and fine, but yet Chief Brody, Roy Scheider's so great at helping us build the tension. Like something could happen. We don't know. I mean, somebody got attacked by a shark out here.
Still, after all these years, I still catch little things. The tab and the Coca-Cola behind it. I still catch little things all the time. May not sound like much, and it isn't, but it is a. There's Pippet.
Yeah, he's looking for Pippet, and you see just Pippet's stick. I bet the dog did get eaten and nobody noticed. Oh, but here we got the music, and we're underwater, and we just see the feet. Oh gosh, and the blood spray that's coming up here is. It is so horrifying. Oh, and the music just builds and builds. Oh, gosh.
Oh, poor Alex.
And the sight you have, you just barely see like this big thing moving, and this blood. Oh, my gosh.
They did a great job.
Oh, it's horrifying. And there's the shot.
Is.
Oh.
To this day, people still try to emulate that.
The blood in the water.
Oh, yeah. He's terrified.
And this poor mother. She looks more like his grandmother.
Yeah. Well, she had him late in life, obviously, you know.
And his little boy is just out here in the sand.
Little brother trying to get him.
Oh, my goodness. It's this horrible, just tragic moment. And then the mother,
Oh.
She's looking for poor little Alex. There ain't nothing going to be left of Alex. Oh. It just breaks your heart. See, that's the thing they do in like slasher films. Jason will never kill a child, you know.
No.
But in this,
shark.
No one is safe.
No.
It don't matter who you are. Ooh.
The shark just wants food. Yeah.
Oh, no, it wanted the entire family. Remember the Brody family?
Oh, yeah. We don't go to that, man.
That was the most moving part of that.
Now, the
story.
filming actually stretched from 55 to nearly 160 days, which is what doubled the cost. And a lot of that was because the daggum shark wasn't working.
Yeah.
Now,
and yet somehow he ended up making it the best part.
Spielberg's nightmare shoot cost him PTSD-like stress and recurring nightmares.
Yes.
Oh, my goodness.
Man, I love that you can see the 70s, all over, the color schemes, everything, the way they were dressed, and just the way it was, you know.
Oh, well, as we're talking about being in the water, their cinematographer, Bill Butler, employed innovative handheld water-level camera work using a custom raft, custom raft housing and spray deflectors.
Awesome. One thing I did think was interesting about Jaws Revenge, which is Jaws 4, horrible film, but one thing that is interesting is, I didn't even realize it till this week, I was watching a thing about it, but so many of this cast returned for that film. Even Mrs. Kettner, or whatever, I guess Miss Kettner, even she returned to be one who was supposed, okay, so in the film, they're supposed to be Sean, the little one, supposed to have been killed. They have it as if even Mrs. Kettner is sitting there trying to console Mrs. Brody, yeah. And so, and even that lady there, so many of it came back to do little things. Too bad it's such a bad film. Yeah. But I do kind of like that they had some come back.
We're going to put on the extra summer deputies as soon as possible. And then we're going to try and use shark spotters on the beach.
Are you going to close the beaches?
Yes, you should close the beaches. And it's amazing the town is all disappointed that he wants to close the beach. It's like, come on, a little boy was just eating.
Well, sadly, people get that way sometimes. They go with what they hear, not what they think.
Only 24 hours.
Well, obviously, we had the man behind Bill's Pizza. It's funny when you had a bigger screen, you could see Bill Smith's bakery.
Oh, here's Quint. I love his entrance. Scratching his nails across. I think he takes the bite. It's a great character introduction. One of the best.
Know how I earn a living. I'll catch this bird for you.
But Steven Spielberg was best at when he wanted to introduce his characters.
Not like going down the pond.
Like Indiana Jones, Quint.
And you see that guy against the door there.
Yeah.
That's his partner. Even though it's cut out of the movie, he has his dog there.
Oh, yeah.
They have a fight before they go out on the boat, so he doesn't go with them. But it's on the book and it's also in this film. But they cut it out.
I kind of remember that.
Yeah.
This is on a paying basis. But it's not going to be pleasant. I value my neck a lot more than $3,000, Chief. I'll find him for 3, but I'll catch him and kill him for 10. And you got to make up your minds. You want to stay alive and ante up? You want to play it cheap? Be on welfare the whole winter.
This captures you, you know.
Yeah.
Great actors. Robert Shaw.
The great Robert Shaw.
He was also played, and I can't remember which one it was. It might have been From Russia with Love, but he was also one of James Bond's villains.
Which one?
I want to say From Russia with Love, but I might be wrong. But he was blonde, kind of blondish white hair.
That is From Russia with Love. Yeah, he was kind of tall and kind of. Oh, that's him?
Yeah.
Holy cow!
I may be wrong about that one.
I want to look it up now, I guess. Because that's cool.
I don't want to give the wrong information.
Yeah.
I'll make sure I'm saying this right.
And Phil goes to Google.
Yes. But I remember that I played against him on one of the video games I had on. It was
that's Russia with Love or From Russia with Love. James Bond game was pretty cool. Oh, they have a little Cocker Spaniel. Heather would have loved that. And for anyone who listened to the Fan Next Listen Here's cover. Oh my goodness. That listened to us covering Lady and the Tramp there for 70 years of Lady and the Tramp.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
From Russia with Love.
Wow, that's cool.
He did a lot of great movies. One of them was Battle of Britain.
I don't think I've seen that one.
Oh, it's a good one. It's got tons of stars in it, tons. He was in Sinbad. He was in the Sting, which is an amazing movie.
I haven't seen that one either.
Oh, we got to remedy that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of other ones too, but we won't go into that right now.
Yeah, you really feel everything that he would have as a father was thinking of us kid potentially.
That book that he was looking at when I was a little boy. Now I'm not saying it's the exact same book, but a lot of those same pictures were in the book that my cousin had, and it seems like I had a copy of it myself. Where I'd always look at the one where the shark was looking right at you, coming at you, like I just looked at. That person who took that picture lost his life taking that picture.
Wow.
Yeah.
I wouldn't get in the water after what happened.
No. I remember those pictures in there where all those people are missing parts of them because the shark would take a bite, you know?
Yeah.
It's terrible.
But the thing you have to remember is it's actually very rare that people get attacked by a shark. This movie would make you think differently. They kind of gave sharks a bad name. They're not just mindless eating machines.
No.
And there are some sharks that are actually kind of friendly. Like a nurse shark, I think it is. I wish Heather was down here. She would be able to tell us.
Well, she would, yeah.
Yeah.
But
I think whale sharks.
But I'll be honest, I'm still terrified of the great whites. I'm still terrified.
Yeah.
There's a lot of it, yeah.
But I think it's mainly tiger sharks that people get bit by in Florida.
I heard that,
with tiger sharks. It always amazes me also when you see in aquariums, like even at our zoo, we have this aquarium, and they have sharks that are in there with all the different fish. And I'm wondering, how do you keep all your fish from getting eaten? But I guess sharks have very specific things they want to eat, so they're not going to eat all the fish in this giant aquarium. You can show them off. And Heather really loves hammerhead sharks because they're goofy looking.
They are. They're funny looking.
Yeah.
I've been buying these. You can get them at Walmart. I don't know if they have them anywhere else, but they're fish sticks, really. But they're called shark bites, and one looks like a great white. I guess it's supposed to be great white. You know, it's how they. Oh, here's going to show you a picture I was telling you about. And the other one is a hammerhead shape.
Yeah.
There it is.
Oh, that's that photo there that the diver got.
That's what they said. That's what it said. Anyway.
Wow.
Pretty sure that's the book that he had too. But yeah, it's a very popular book for back in the day. Look at that.
My goodness.
There it is. That's the one I remember the most.
Yeah. He's missing a chunk. Well, even that. That's so horrible to see. I'm glad it's black and white, but
yeah, I don't
horrible.
remember that in that book, but it might have been a different one.
Yeah, this is where they catch a different shark and not the right one.
I love how he's there singing that song. Shall we get there at the river, the beautiful, the beautiful.
And the music builds up. These two idiot fishermen.
Yeah. Oh, there it goes. But it's another brilliant move by Steven. You don't have the shark working, so what do you use? You use part of the deck.
Yeah. And now this guy is just out there.
Oh, and even hearing it turn is so scary sounding.
Yeah, because it turns around and it's coming back at the guy. Oh. Swim, Charlie,
man.
swim, Charlie. I don't remember if Charlie makes it or not.
I will say a thing.
Yeah. Oh, but seeing the dock coming out and the music building.
Oh. John is brilliant. John Williams is amazing.
Oh. Oof. Oof. At some point, though, they catch a shark, but it's not the right one, isn't it? Because they have to check the insides. Can we go home now? Yeah, because he's probably just pooped his pants.
A lot of these people are really from that town.
Yeah.
Now, it's not called Amity.
Oh,
but
it's Popeye.
Yeah, I love it. A lot of these people are really from that town. And one guy in particular, who I'm going to point out to you, Steven loved him and put him in the film as a guy from the book. And he's just being himself. He's just being himself. And people loved him.
All these fishermen going out thinking, oh, I'm going to catch this thing. It's like, are you crazy?
They decided to have his bin, but he's...
Oh, there
he is. That's him.
I like Hooper much better in the movie than in the book.
Young feller, how are you?
That's just him being himself, that guy.
With those nuts, are you?
He's
a character. He's a character. You know, they said he would just go around talking and being, and they made him into that character from the book, into Ben. I always admire the people that see like that, the salesman and the fisherman. It's a unique way of living.
Yeah.
Really is. That's one thing I love about Peace Dragon, because it came out just a little bit after this, but there's something about that seaman, way of talking and being.
Gentlemen, the officer asked me to tell you that you're overloading that boat.
You ain't going, man. What do you care? Hold on.
Well, then can you tell me if there's a good restaurant or hotel on the island?
You walk straight ahead.
They're all gonna die.
They're all going to die. Yeah, they are. Like that. Can't help it with that hat on. That guy looks a little bit like the one cop from Superman 2.
Yes. Holy.
Gets his badge ripped off by Ursa.
Holy horse spit, or whatever he says.
Yeah. And the other guy's totally trying to be, what's his name from Smoking the Bandit?
Yeah, absolutely.
They have a wide selection.
Yes, they do. If you want to see the first cop similar to that, is on James Bond, Live and Let Die.
Yes. He pops up in 2 movies.
Yes.
Because he was so lovable, I think.
He's great.
He's so funny. I think it's the same actor that's in Superman 2, isn't he?
I
think he's the same actor.
I think you're right. See, that's the badge. You can buy that. I'm going to get that from my brother.
Badge?
Yeah.
What's fun about the Amity badge, it makes me think Amityville, the horror of Amityville.
There he is.
Yeah.
They never met their mothers. I love that. They'll miss their fathers. I never met their mothers, I tell you. He's just a funny dude.
Such a lie.
He's affable in a real mean way.
Because I keep thinking, one of the fishermen gets eaten at some point, doesn't he?
I ain't going to say.
Because that's the thing where his kids are out in a boat or something. There's a fisherman that comes to help. And Brody's kids nearly get it. It's like I said, it's been a year, and I think I've only been old enough to fully appreciate this movie since, like, in high school, we watched this in film appreciation. And that's the first time I remember paying attention to the entire film. Because I hadn't watched it since I was a child.
Yeah, it's a brilliant film.
Because as much as I've seen Jaws 3D when I was younger, that one didn't terrify me at all.
No, what I loved about Jaws 3D was the fact that it was in a park.
Yeah.
And it was so different. Neat, that part was the cool part.
The rest of it
was kind of... I love the part where they're down in the walkway that's under the sea, and that's cool looking.
Turn your body with your head.
That's the cool part, because you can't... And, of course, I love Dennis Quaid.
Yes. Dennis Quaid's the man.
Oh, you love the man.
Yeah. Especially here lately.
And
he's a brother.
Leah Thomas is in that movie.
Leah Thompson? Like Back to the Future?
Yeah, Back to the Future, yeah. Before she did Back to the Future, she did that.
So I haven't seen it in forever.
Oh, yeah.
My goodness, because she would have been,
very
she wouldn't have been
attractive.
that much.
No, this is the year before.
Back to the Future. Yeah, because it was just the year before, wasn't it? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I'm examining the...
Look at all the rings.
Uh-huh.
Ugh.
She had nothing on but her rings.
That's
My goodness.
Poor thing.
Longimanus or Asurus glaucus. Now, the enormous amount of tissue loss prevents any detailed analysis. However, the attacking squalus must be considerably larger than any normal squalus found in these waters. Didn't you get on a boat and check out these waters?
No.
Well, this is not a boat accident. It wasn't any propeller. It wasn't any coral reef. And it wasn't Jack the Ripper.
Jack the Ripper. I just love this.
Oh, that's where they caught the wrong shark.
Mm-hmm. He's going to tell you what kind of shark, and I know what you're going to do. You're going to look and say, what?
What? Which, in the Universal Studios theme park, apparently they had this shark that was hanging, you can see. The ride, have you seen video of that ride?
I've been on the ride.
Oh, yeah.
A few times.
I wish it still existed. I'd kind of like to have ridden it because it looked really cool.
They did it more of a comedic way, but it was fun. I was there in the fall last time I went, and they had it all Christmassy, like Amity at Christmas. It was fun. Incidentally,
poor Chief Brody's excited, like, oh, you guys caught it.
Incidentally, they had which that's kind of realistic, but incidentally, Amity at Christmas, that's what Jaws Revenge was.
Oh, yeah. Hooper measuring, it's like, no, this doesn't match.
Look at him laughing at him.
Quint laughing like, oh.
I do love that dude.
Yes, Richard Dreyfuss did so well in the previous scene because as he's examining and determining how large the shark must be, you can see the sheer terror that he was like, this thing is huge.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, at this very time when the movie came out, it might have been a year or so later, but they brought out a game that we had called from Ideal. You know Ideal.
Oh, yeah, they had the Jaws game.
They re-brought it out now this year, and it looks like the actual shark.
Yeah.
And it has. I got it from my brother. It wasn't cheap, but it was worth it, because if you'd seen his face, I like to get one for myself, to be completely honest, because you can actually play the game or just use it as a model or whatever. And, if I get it, we'll play it.
Yeah.
Because it comes with all the same stuff that the original one came with, and also stuff from the movie.
Yeah, it says like all this like weird items.
All of it.
I think I sent you that.
And
photo
you have this little harpoon thing with this little hook. It brings it out and everything.
Oh my goodness!
I'm going to tell you, it's not cheap, but it's worth it. They have figures you can also get that are awesome about them. Now they don't have the chief because of his family. For some reason, not allowed to have. But I wish they would.
Bozo's got the exact shark.
Now there's no other sharks like this in these waters.
It's 100 to 1. 100 to 1. Now, I'm not saying that this is not the shark. It probably is, Martin. It probably is. It's a man-eater. It's extremely rare for these waters. But the fact is that the bite radius on this animal is different than the wounds on the victim.
And you can understand the mayor and the chief both wanting it to be.
Wanting to be that this is
you
over.
can't hope yourself away from the truth. You just, I know, I understand, but you can't. You can't hope yourself away from the truth.
So,
one thing I love in the 70s, too, is
parts of the kid.
I love what he says here.
Maybe the only way to confirm it, huh? Look, fellas, let's be reasonable, huh? This is not the time or the place to perform some kind of a half-assed autopsy on a fish.
I like this part. Uh-oh. One thing about the 70s that was interesting was...
this is where she's going to walk up and slap him, isn't it?
The ties were so wide in the 70s. And,
oh, this poor mother.
Oh, yeah.
It's like you knew.
You can't blame her for being...
Such a small part, but she just did a good job.
She
Such a
took
good job.
it home, man. And even the husband back there looks hopeless and nothing he can do.
And I feel a little bad for Brody because he at least was saying, we probably better close the beach.
Yeah, he wanted to. They would not let him.
He should have fought for it harder against that mayor.
But he's also new.
Yeah.
This is his first year.
Yeah.
And he kind of and I understood this. I felt like I've had a thumb over me before, like when I was brand new and all that stuff. And you don't know, you're stuck between a rock and a hard place, you feel like.
The town needs the money of the tourists. It's 4th of July weekend. But it's like, well, some girl got killed. You know.
Yeah, again, hoping for the best, but you can't hope yourself out of the truth.
But that is almost like his initial, that is his Uncle Ben dying moment of like, I could have stopped this. And I love this. He's got it on his head because in this where the scene where him and his son are doing this little thing because he's thinking about the little Kittner boy, and it's like, what if it was my son?
Mm-hmm. And my mom and dad said that one thing that was really touching about them was when this movie came out, my brother Matthew was about this young boy's age, and he had that haircut and everything.
No.
And so it was really touching to them.
And just like the little boy who just wants to be like daddy.
Mm-hmm.
It's the sweet thing, but it sticks with him. Like, well, I can't let this happen to anybody else. That's what makes Chief Brody the hero.
Feeling guilty,
Yeah,
like
the guilt.
What should have I done? What could have I done? And there's only so much a person can do.
Mm-hmm.
I love this. Oh.
You're making the faces.
Oh, missing teeth.
I swear that little boy's been in some other stuff too when he's a little older.
Maybe. Oh,
because I need it. Yeah,
and that's a truth, man.
Oh,
there's nothing like the love of a kid that can make you feel right at home. When your baby gives you a hug when you get home, man. That's my nephews used to make me feel like $1,000,000.
Yeah. And here comes good old Hooper. I appreciate that they had it to where Hooper and her didn't know each other compared to the book.
Yeah, they didn't. And the thing is, I'm a Richard Dreyfuss fan, big time.
Yeah, he's great. Especially, we need to watch What About Bob because I don't really remember it much.
Oh, that's a great one. He's hilarious in there.
Yeah. Having to deal with Bill Murray. Mm-hmm. I'm sailing.
Keep sailing, Bob. And What About Bob is directed by Yoda.
Frank Oz, yeah.
He just helps himself.
Like, urine sharks. Yeah. Just Richard Dreyfuss just has this affable quality to him. Even though he's kind of curmudgeonly in characters, he just comes off like Charles Grodin. Charles Grodin can be so curmudgeonly, but he's just so lovable.
He's very affable.
Yeah. That's why I say I like Hooper a lot better in the movie than the book. He's very two-faced in the book.
Yeah. Almost squirmy.
Sorry, it's true. Not the shark. That's a good line there too. It's so simple, but they cut a shark, but not the shark.
Oh, he feels
poured a full glass of it.
He feels he needs it. Yeah.
Well, after getting slapped by Mama Kirchner there, or Kettner, whatever.
Kettner, and feeling like you're being blamed for.
Yeah.
You can understand it.
Yeah. I bet that slap still stings.
In the heart, if nothing else.
Yeah, in the heart. Not so much physically.
Where are you going?
I am going on the Aurora.
The Aurora, what is that?
It's a floating asylum for shark fanatics. Pure research, 18 months at sea.
Martin hates boats. Martin hates water. Martin sits in his car when we go on the ferry to the mainland. I guess it's a childhood thing. There's a clinical name for it, isn't there?
Drowning. Listen, is it true that most people get attacked by sharks in 3 feet of water, about 10 feet from the beach?
Yeah.
And that before people started to swim for recreation, I mean, before sharks knew what they were missing, that a lot of these attacks weren't reported.
That's right.
Now, this shark that swims alone,
Rogue.
What's it called?
Rogue.
Rogue, yeah. Now, this guy, he keeps swimming around in a place where the feeding is good until the food supply is gone, right?
It's called territoriality. It's just theory that I happen to agree with.
Then why don't we have one more drink and go down and cut that shark open?
Because he knows he's going to have to do something to go kill it.
Yeah.
It's like it's going to keep coming because it's easy pickings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's going to be another.
Now, I don't know if that's realistic to real sharks at all. I mean, I'm sure there's probably they're territorial.
Well, the
for,
thing in
fish,
the thing in the book at least, and in this too, but they don't necessarily say straight out, is it was a special situation. The sequels kind of ruined that, because it's coming back again. And what they did in the second one was like, there's another one.
Yeah.
And the third one, by the way, it wasn't in Amity. The third one was
Florida.
And it was a mother protect her baby. So that way, I kind of like that because it made sense.
Yeah.
That the mother accidentally gave birth in the same place where that park was at.
And I thought they smelled bad on the outside.
And then on the fourth one, they ruined the whole thing.
Yeah.
By saying this time it's personal. And they're all basically the same shark.
He didn't need a car, did he?
Tiger shark's like a garbage can. It'll eat anything.
Oh, so this one is a tiger shark.
Yeah, this is a tiger shark.
Yeah. But there's no little boy in that stomach.
Yeah.
There's fish. Normal stuff. Yep. Close the beach and call the mayor. Mm-hmm. It is kind of odd with the rogue shark because sharks don't usually go in packs anyway, I don't think.
No, not usually.
So,
I'm assuming as they're older, they're not.
Yeah. They're pretty solitary.
Yeah, but I'm not drunk enough to go out in the boat.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
You can't do that.
Yes, you can.
You're going out in a boat.
Yeah. I always thought this part was so almost terrifying.
Yeah, because it's so dark.
And the lights look so great.
Yeah. And the fog.
Yeah. I love the lights underneath the boat, too. Oh, you hear a little bit of drunkenness in his voice.
Yeah.
Really brilliant.
Yeah. I want a pretzel.
Who pays for all this stuff? Government? The institute? This stuff costs a lot of money.
Well, I pay for this mostly myself, actually.
Cooper must be wealthy.
No.
You rich?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, how much?
Well, personally or the whole family?
Doesn't make any sense. I mean, they pay a guy like you to
I love how
sharks.
you see Hooper. I never think about this usually, but no life preserver. And yet there's the chief because he's scared and I can understand.
Chief doesn't like being on the water.
I don't think he knows how to swim either.
Yeah.
He obviously knows how a little. But
yeah. Well, that's kind of like me. I can swim a little. I only doggy paddle. I don't doggy paddle that good. It's a good thing I married a former lifeguard.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, she was lifeguard at Camp New Hope.
Oh, yeah. I know who that is.
Yeah, I guess we didn't do anything with Moment of Truth up there before, did we?
Oh, we have, yeah.
No, yeah, we had a retreat up there.
Yeah, we did.
Men's retreat.
Yeah. It was great. I was thinking about that a couple days ago. It's a great place.
Yeah, Heather was a lifeguard at the swimming pool.
That's wonderful.
Was that her first job, I think? Sure, she used to be CPR certified. She wants to get recertified.
There's something about this scene here. They did it on Jurassic Park as well, and also on Close Encounters and a few others. But there's something real, I don't know, summary, some big movie about this kind of with the music and everything. It's so great.
Oh yeah, this is where they do find that there was a fisherman that died. Oh, because they did see the license plate. You know, that probably might have been on the boat, I suppose.
Well, you'll see. Ben Gardner.
Yeah.
The guy
was that the guy that was so Oh.
Ben Gardner.
Ben Gardner, the guy that was so nice and so cool.
Yeah, because he's mentioned in the book, if I'm not mistaken, but they chose him, that guy, because he's so affable. Yeah. So Stevens chose him.
I don't know if I've ever caught that before, that it was that fella.
They reshot something in this because he said, I could get one more, this Steven, I'd get one more scream. So he reshot the whole thing in his own pool underneath just to get one more scream because he said he didn't time something correctly. And so they had to reshoot the whole thing in his pool. They made it all murky looking and weird in his pool just to reshoot this, get one more scream, which I thought was brilliant.
Yeah. That's the thing where you think old Hooper's nuts. Like, Hooper, are you sure you want to get in the way? Yeah, nothing's going to happen. Are you crazy?
They even have a toy of him in that
in the
deep diver. Yeah, because he uses it twice in the film.
Yeah, especially when he gets in the cage. Oh my gosh, that's terrifying.
God help us.
That's the thing. It turns into an adventure movie, but it's like Jurassic Park. It's an adventure, but it's still scary.
Oh, in fact, one of the things that happened when they changed something that was going to happen with that because an actual shark, I don't remember what kind, got caught up with the chain that was holding the cage.
Oh, no,
and it screwed up the cage and messed it all up. But so originally there was going to be something different with the ending with Hooper, but because they had that scene with the cage getting screwed up and messed up with the shark, they said, we got to use that.
Yeah.
They said it was very terrifying because the shark was trying to get away from the chain and got caught up in it.
Oh.
In the cage and all that.
I think the jump scare's coming up here, wasn't it?
Look at that tooth. Look at that tooth.
Part of the fisherman. That's a big tooth.
Yeah, it's huge.
And there's that music faintly in there just to make us nervous. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, there's Ben.
Dropped his flashlight and everything.
And your cat just now tried to get me. Right when that music did that, it jumped up here. And I thought,
well done, Adora.
It knew exactly what it was doing.
Yep.
This is one of my favorite scenes.
Yeah, 2 people inside of a week, and not to mention the girl last week.
That's right. A friend of mine I used to work with, we used to quote this so often that we would just start, out of nowhere, start quoting it.
Yeah.
I used to say, I'm going to hang up all your Buster Browns.
Yeah. Great white.
Carious. This is the irritating part.
And you don't have the tooth. Oh, I'm going to slap that mayor.
It's like he needed proof, evidence to believe it.
Well, he got a pretty good scare there.
I am familiar with the fact that you are going to ignore this particular problem until it swims up and bites you.
And he's probably wishing for it to happen. Oh, the billboard.
I love it.
You're throwing a fit about vandalism.
Paint happy fatherless ones.
I'm not going to waste my time arguing with a man who's lining up to be a hot lunch. I'm
not going to argue with a man who's lining up to be a hot lunch. That's great.
You can get a towel of that.
Oh, the poster?
A long towel, yeah.
You almost want to just throw him out in the water.
Yeah, because he's basically claiming he's just in it for himself.
Yeah,
it's so
he's
annoying.
in it for himself. Mayor's the one who's
I
just
love
in
the way
it
he
for
laughs.
himself. Yeah.
I like that old car.
Yeah.
That makes me miss my grandparents, man. Back in the day, they had those kind of vehicles, you know?
Yeah.
Everybody did.
Yeah. Almost thought I saw John Williams sitting back there.
Nah, who knows? But man,
convincing everybody it's safe.
Well, 4th of July's were different then, man. It was a big deal, especially year after in '76. That was a big deal because of the bicentennial, which next year will be the I can't think of how you go and call it now.
Well, it's not bicentennial now.
No, it's anyway, I can't think of it right now.
It's a centennial of some sort.
It is. I'll think of it later.
Yeah.
It's very strange how you say it. The
I haven't been sharing any of the notes here for a while. Critics praise the masterful tension and psychological horror over gore, although it's pretty gory when the kid gets eaten. Roger Ebert and contemporary reviews highlighted its suspenseful atmosphere and performances. It sparks a fierce but friendly rivalry between Spielberg and Lucas over box office milestones, and continues to influence filmmakers with its effective suspense technique, and has spurred documentaries, re-releases, and celebration at its 50th anniversary.
That's right. Semi-quincentennial. That's what they call it.
Yeah, that's your $1 million word.
That game was huge in some of the early arcades at the time. Killer Shark.
Yeah, and this were some idiots out there in a shark costume thingy.
Oh, you'll see.
Yeah. Meanwhile, they're trying to chum the water to keep the shark away from the beach.
I was going to say, you see, print out chum and stuff. There he is. That's the author.
The author is the reporter.
It's brilliant that they put him in it.
Yeah.
It really was. And nice, too, that they did that. He felt bad later on because he said...
Stereo sound in the headphones. That was great.
They felt bad. Oh, yeah. He felt bad years later because he felt like he'd really done something dirty to the sharks. He didn't mean to make them so hated.
Yeah.
Him and Steven both.
Because they're not mindless eating machines.
No.
But he was writing a horror story,
And yet it's not a horror movie in that sense. It's more of a...
Well, the first half is...
Yeah, it's more of an adventure.
Yeah. When we get out on the boat, it gets fun. Nobody's getting in the water. Yeah, you're going to send this poor old guy out into the water because nobody's getting in the water. You jerk, mayor. Oh, just tell the mayor to get in the water. So terrible. And they're taking their grandkids or whatever.
Yeah, take the exact same color of floaty.
The yellow floaty.
He hates yellow.
Yeah. Well, that's actually got a little bit of truth to it because people get mistaken for seals when they're on floaties.
Yeah, they do.
And everybody else says, oh, maybe the water's safe. I'm going to get out of the water. And seriously, you're tourists. You're making the money with them all on shore.
Yeah.
Shouldn't have sent them into the water. That mayor is such a jerk. Ooh. And that's his son's Mike's birthday present boat, isn't it?
I believe so. Yeah, it is. There you go.
Yeah. Who would later turn into Dennis Quaid.
You and the other guys take the boat and put it in the pond instead.
Pond's for old ladies.
I know it's for
Pots for old ladies, but do it for the old man.
We get so irritated at our parents when we're young, we're not realizing that they're just trying to help us.
The pond area is where the shark ends up popping up, though, isn't it?
Look at all the Coca-Cola. I like that.
Coca-Cola, the San Francisco treat.
They just say, everybody likes Coca-Cola. It's the refreshingest. Aw. Trying to help Big Brother.
And this will be the point everybody in the audience, is just waiting for something to happen again.
And your dad's going to make an appearance here in a minute. This guy looks a lot like your dad coming up here when he was young, about that age,
Yeah. Oh, and we get that underwater shot again. So we just think that we're seeing the shark's eye view again. Oh.
All of the afros. That's great.
Oh, the quiet.
Oh.
See, the quiet tells you that the shark's not here.
Especially that whoop, whoop, that when it goes up and down out of the water.
Yeah.
That's so spookier. I don't know why.
But it's so brilliant that there is no music.
Oh, it is.
Because that's what tells you the shark's not here.
Yes.
So where is it?
Seth and I were mentioning yesterday a brilliant part of this film where the shark is there and the music's not there because you're not expecting it. And
it's a surprise.
Uh-oh.
Because there's the fake.
There's your dad.
That guy looks like...
He has that, and he had blue eyes, but he has a similarity, Oh, the whistle. Whoa.
Yeah, you cause a panic and people splash around, and I guess it might attract the shark. Based upon what Hooper was saying.
Yeah. Oh, poor kids.
Yeah.
See, that's the other thing.
That guy
people get panicked, they start running over all the people.
Yeah.
Whoa, like that.
It's just brilliant. Like, this all is happening, but the music isn't there.
Yeah.
But this poor old people getting trampled.
And that's realistic.
Yeah.
Now you happy, Mayor?
Yeah.
Yeah, jerk.
Yeah, jerk. How do you like it? And here's that dumb kid.
Kids.
Yeah. Think they're being cute.
I'm gonna tell you something. You're darn lucky you don't get pulverized. Ooh.
You kids nearly got shot.
He made me do it.
He made me do it.
Always pointing fingers.
Yeah. But there's the real shark going into that pond area.
And I love how you see both fins, the front and the back. 25-footer.
And you hear her saying, and now the music's there.
Yes. And I love this part where first he doesn't want to believe it, and then watch he goes faster, faster.
Mm-hmm. The music's telling us it's there, though.
Mm-hmm.
And it's close.
Oh, right by Sean, even.
Right by Sean, yeah. Oh, goodness. And look at these. Here it comes. Oh, golly. And the guy's not even seeing it. It's coming right at him.
Yeah.
Oh! Oh!
Poor guy.
Yeah.
That's the first time you see him in the movie.
That's the first time you see it. Oh. The look of fear on some kid's face.
Yes.
That one's Mike, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh, that terrifying leg.
There was a lot more they filmed and had the shark, but they didn't show. I think it was brilliant not to show it all. Less is more.
And yeah, it's just his kids just froze up. Oh. Yeah, all those guys with guns were way off over there, so nobody's over here. And somebody shoot it.
But a gun shot ain't gonna do a thing. I mean, they heard it.
Yeah.
But it ain't gonna.
I like the way you don't see that they're pulling him out of the water until now.
Yeah.
They're pulling his son out. He's in shock. He just watched a man get eaten in front of him.
Yeah, and when they were filming it, they had it where
poor baby.
They had it where he got grabbed by the guy as he's going under.
Oh.
Yeah.
See, now it becomes more because you've had like, what if it was my son? Now it nearly was.
Yeah, that's
what's
right.
going to get his butt on that boat.
I think that's a cool
Even
shot.
though he doesn't
too.
like it, he's going.
I'm going out there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. A mild shock. Well, I'm sorry, if I saw somebody get eaten by a shark right in front of me, would not be mild shark. I'd be traumatized.
Yeah.
PTSD.
Mm-hmm. I love how mamas always do their best,
Yeah.
Even when they have not much, they coffee. I'll do whatever I can.
Yeah.
Ice cream, coffee,
Ice cream,
whatever.
coffee, whatever.
Mamas
Just
have the
your life.
heart.
You're never going in the water again.
I like this question here.
You want to take him home?
Like to New York?
No. Home here.
She was one.
She wants to go back home to New York.
Yeah, almost guilting him, but he's like,
Nope.
I'm not running.
He's protecting the people of this town like he swore to do.
That's right. Oh.
He's the hero.
That's right.
And he's going to punch this mayor. He ought to.
I like, though, that they didn't make the mayor a villain. They made him a guy who just stepped out where he ought to be.
He's a jerk.
Yeah, that's it.
And in his own way, he's a coward. He's too afraid to shut down the beaches and do what needs to be done. You'll never have to pay Quint because he's not going to make it.
Summer is over. You're the mayor of Shark City. These people think you want the beaches open.
I was acting in the town's best interest.
That's right. You were acting in the town's best interest, and that's why you're.
No, you're making lame excuses for your own stupidity. You didn't act in the town's best interest.
Martin. My kids were on that beach too.
So yeah, now it's real for you, isn't it, Mr. Mayor? Could have been your kids. See, why did it take? He has to learn it the hard way.
A lot of people do.
Goodness sakes.
A lot of people do, sadly.
Yeah.
In life, I mean, I've seen people who a doctor can tell them all sorts of things that could happen until it's happening to them, not just the people around them, and then they believe.
Yeah.
Clear off my back so I don't have any more of this zoning crap. You've got that. 1 case of apricot brandy. You buy the lunch.
I like how he's taking advantage of all of them. Yeah. Give me this, give me that. It's its own little world over here. Look at all the blood on his hands.
He's such a pirate in his own way.
Yes, he is. Well-legged women. What's this? I don't think it's good at all. Watch his response. Both of them.
He's holding his mouth.
They're living off of Campbell's and De Monte.
Don't drink that.
Just tie me a sheep shank.
And he knows how to do it. Hooper's a pretty good sailor himself.
Give me your hands. Dogfish. You got a $5,000 net. You got $2,000 worth of fishing, and along comes Mr. Whitey. By the time he's finished with that net, looks like a kiddie scissor class has cut it up for a paper doll.
It's just such a character. This is just a good scene, just like getting to see these three. I was like, I ended up stop talking. I just listened to these
I know
three.
that it's hard not to because it's just mesmerizing. The one thing, he's still a part of him right there. You see, he's not left him yet.
That guy.
I have now. I can't remember if they're all on this or not. We can look and see. But on the other DVDs, why I kept it, the DVD, I was so enthralled with it. I got it in year 2000, 2005. They have all these scenes that were cut out. And I love the scenes. I wish to God I could have a copy, and I don't mean literally, but I wish I could have a copy with all those scenes in it. One of the scenes is where they're fighting and arguing and he leaves.
They got here.
He basically tells him, the other guy, I don't remember his name, basically tells him that you're going to die out there. It's going to be the death of you.
You go inside the cage.
Yeah.
Cage goes in the water.
He's in the water.
You go in the water.
In the water.
Sharks
in the water. Our shark.
Our shark.
Farewell to you, fair Spanish ladies.
Yep. That is a great bit.
That's great, man. That's his theme. Yeah. That's Quinn's theme. Received orders to go back to Boston. And so the remorse shall we see you again. Now, one thing they did, now you and I were talking about this, when he met Richard Dreyfuss, he was nice to him and everything else, but then when it came to film the film, he was a jerk to him. But he didn't know why until afterwards when he saw him again, he treated him nice. It was like he wanted the character, he wanted him to really feel that way for real about him. That would scare you, man. Especially if you know your husband's about to go out that way.
2 presses and it'll be right back. You're live again. Now Seth can talk to you again. Seth has been quiet over here this entire movie.
Even though I didn't really talk before, but
I like this. And this, what I love about this is Quint it really becomes alive in this. You can hear him talk a million miles of this.
Yeah.
Here lies the body of Mary Lee. Died at the age of 103. For 15 years she kept her
virginity.
Not a bad
record for this vicinity.
He's so just crass. He's a
very
pirate.
crass.
He's totally a pirate.
Yes, he is.
She's like, oh. But yeah, this is where the movie changes. Now we're in an adventure.
That you're seeing it through the shark's
teeth.
It's just, it's so rewarding,
Yeah. The Mrs. Chief. He reminds me so much like in the Popeye movie where Pappy's just talking the whole time.
Exactly.
He's totally Pappy.
It's that whole chief thing, it's the captain.
Oh. It's not easy being me. Master of my own destiny.
Horrible songs, but I love it still.
Oh, the songs aren't that bad.
Oh, they're bad, but I like it. The only one song I really like, I am what I am, what I am, what I am.
What I am.
Oh, he's got Old Spice.
The Old Spice chum, because that chum is so nasty.
Yeah. Well, listen, dead fish, man, there's a smell that... I used to have to go in the freezer when I worked at Sam's Club to try to get these cages to help put my trash in and everything. And the dead smell of flesh from the beef and everything. Oh, that's a horrible smell. Look at him.
Because when he's got them working and he's just there drinking.
I love the way he looks at him.
Yeah. The plastic cup crash.
What? Damn it, Martin.
This is compressed air.
Well, what the hell kind of a knot was that?
Foreshadowing.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it is. They foreshadow a lot in this, and really well done too.
Yep.
I like this.
Ask me which line to pull.
He's kind of a jerk, but a lovable one.
Teaching Chief Brody how to tie a sailor's knot. The quiet before it goes.
Yes, I love the click, 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 click.
Yep. And then when you hear the click, click.
When he's looking like that, I love how he's eating on crackers and stuff, and he's eating down. He just kind of holds up. I'll put that away, and he puts it back in his pocket. I'll eat that a little bit later.
Yeah.
I got something more important to do right now.
Yeah.
A few bubbles here and there.
And strapping himself in.
Yeah.
We're getting ready for the fun.
You know, I was curious what kind of animals, what kind of fish he must have taken on before, because to have a strap like that.
Well, you see all his jawbones in this.
They're big too.
Yeah, he's caught a lot of big fish. But he's never fought anything like this great white.
Oh, been some sharks.
I broke out my Batman voice.
You see Barracuda say, huh?
It's so much character in the way he sets up like this.
It is.
Oh.
He's definitely professional. He knows what he's doing. I like it.
That's such great timing. Oh.
Wet the wheel. That's cool. Wet the reel. I love the way he yells at him. Ain't you watching it?
Oh, the tension.
One thing they did when they were making this movie is they went out to the far enough away every day, miles away, so you wouldn't see any land, because they said that one thing he did not want you to do was to be able to see the land and say, well, why don't they just go back to the land and get help? And they wanted to make it to where you're lost at sea, isolated. So to speak. Yeah, very isolated. That's right. Said it was much scarier.
Yes, it is. You're out there on your own.
And it's terrifying.
And a giant killer shark.
And the close-ups somehow make it scarier, too.
Mm-hmm. Shouldn't want to backstroke home.
I never thought about it before, seeing that the sun, what do you call it, sun protection on his nose.
Maybe a marlin or a stingray, but it's definitely a game fish.
Broke the line.
Mm-hmm. That's a piano wire.
Anything fish, eh? Marlin, stingray, get through this piano wire. Don't you tell me my business again. You get back on the bridge.
That doesn't prove a damn thing.
Well, it proves one thing, Mr. Hooper. It proves that you wealthy college boys don't have the education enough to admit when you're wrong.
Yeah, he fishes with piano wire. He goes into the music. Well, that's another scene that was cut out. He goes into the music store to buy piano wire to go fishing with. And one of the best parts of this kid is trying to practice on a flute, and he's trying to da 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 da, and finally he's sitting there going ba 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 ba, go with the kid. It's hilarious. A great scene. One of my favorite things, he looks right at the kid, goes ba 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 ba.
Oh my goodness!
Ba, ba. It's hilarious. One of the things that you'll like is Robert Shaw's son. I don't remember his name, his first name. It's just Shaw, something Shaw. He goes around dressed like his father in this role, and he reenacts it. And he does so good. He looks a lot like him, not 100%, but very much like him, and he does it all perfectly.
Oh, wow.
He goes around to different studios and at different conventions, and he also will go out and reenact them in different theaters.
Oh, that's cool.
What a great way to remember your father.
Yeah.
It's kind of neat to see it from up there. You see both levels.
That angle.
Yeah. Oh, that does look nasty.
We're coming up on the you need a bigger boat moment, aren't we?
And he made that up on the fly.
Yeah.
And of course, Spielberg, it's one of the brilliant, wonderful things about being young like that. Spielberg is one of the most affable directors of all time, especially back then. I don't like his stuff as much now as I did, but I'm talking about his newer stuff. But still, I love him.
Yeah.
Here we go.
It comes. Here it comes.
Oh, that's terrifying.
Yeah.
That was a scene that gave me nightmares as a child.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
It's nice to add that little touch of humor into something that was just the jump scare.
Yeah.
Of course, now we know what's coming, so it doesn't work as much, but it's still it's still a great moment.
It would be the same without it.
Yeah.
Look at that.
How big that thing is. There's that music. Thank you, John Williams.
Oh, man, you brought everything to life. 25.
Just the way the music, as it passes by.
All the music.
Wow.
I got the soundtrack, and I just love it.
Yeah. Poor Chief Brody is like out of his element entirely.
That's who you are in this film. You're Chief, you know.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's so nerve-wracking,
scary.
that slip.
Yeah, it's so scary, man.
It's like, do not fall in the water now.
This part will make you mad, man.
I understand Chief Brody would not want to go out there.
Because you don't know, he may come up here the way you're thinking.
Big lie to his wife.
Yeah.
Hooper taking pictures.
Here goes
good old Captain Quint. Got the
Quint with that great big spear. I'm sure he didn't mind going to the top of the boat, though, to get away from the water.
Get away from the water. Yeah.
I love this part. I love this part. The way he starts putting this little, what do you want to call it? He starts putting
Like
this little
tracking thing. Or
the tracking device on there, and they didn't expect it. The other people didn't, but it's brilliant. But yet it also makes it tense.
Yep.
Don't wait for me.
Oh, the tension building with the music. He'll take him under. That's the thing. They're so confident that they're going to win this.
Yeah. And they don't realize what they got going on. They're going
And the
farther
music
out.
is swelling. It's heroic.
Yeah, the music's great. And I'll be danged if that shark didn't take the barrel further in.
3-ton shark.
Mm-hmm. I dated her once. Oh, wait, sorry.
Didn't she swallow Jonah?
Hey.
We're talking about an ex-wife, by the way, y'all.
No, not
inside jokes, folks.
Not necessarily. I've had others for that.
Yeah. There was the one before.
I'm not to say anything.
Yeah.
I'm not necessarily thin
Inside
myself.
joke that a podcast listener will not understand.
He looks so frustrated. And yet Quint looks so just like, oh, well, let's another go down.
We get ready for a bigger boat, Quint. Quint is like excited about the challenge, you know. He just got
He loves it. He's the Ahab.
Yeah, he is. He's totally Ahab.
Which is weird, and that's
Not
how
the Bible Ahab.
No. In the
Although-
book, that's how it all went down and changed. The shark and everything. But no, they did different, which is good.
I
the best
do.
scene here.
Listening to First Kings on my daily audio Bible, there's stuff about King Ahab there where he's so determined, even though God tells him not to go after this army and you will die, that he goes anyway. That I think that's why Captain Ahab is named after him.
Pulls
so
out
there's
that-
a spiritual lesson in there. Oh,
Something permanent. This is the best scene of the whole movie. And like I said, it wasn't even in the book. It was just one little thing mentioned, and they made it in here. Everything's just so real.
bonding here.
I love it.
Put his foot on the table. It's like they're gaining respect for each other. Underneath your leg, underneath your leg.
His legs.
And he's looking like in an appendix scar or something. Chief Brody just feels like completely...
I like this one.
Right there. Mary Ellen Moffat. She broke my heart.
Oh, that laugh.
That's great. This one here, watch this. This line from Richard Dreyfuss was made up on the spot, too.
Here we go. The story's coming.
Yes. And the USS Indianapolis was originally what Jaws 2 was going to be.
Yeah.
And then I wish they'd done it for at least Jaws 3, if nothing else. It would have been great. They have a movie about it.
Yeah.
Where Nicolas Cage plays the captain. It's got a sad ending because it's true.
Yeah. Gotta listen to the way he tells the story, though.
That music.
Kind of like old squares in a battle, like you see in a calendar, like the Battle of Waterloo. And the idea was, shark comes to the nearest man, that man he start pounding and hollering and screaming. Sometimes the shark would go away. Sometimes he wouldn't go away. Sometimes that shark, he looks right into you, right into your eyes. You know the thing about a shark, he's got lifeless eyes, black eyes, like a doll's eyes. I'll never put on a life jacket again. So 1,100 men went in the war. 316 men come out. The Sharks took the rest June the 29th, 1945. Anyway, we delivered the bomb.
It's touching.
Yeah.
It's mostly touching because you know what really happened.
Yeah. Golly. But
People,
he's so good at telling that story.
No, he was.
Too.
He was.
You just.
Some people died from. I'm trying to think of what the illness was. They would from hythermia, and it was a terrible thing.
Yeah.
And what happened to the captain was really bad. One thing America really did wrong. When they got back to captain, they ended up basically giving him dishonorable discharge and saying that it was all his. I mean, they did him dirty.
Yeah.
Luckily, I think it was Clinton.
They delivered the bomb.
I may be wrong, but I think it was Bill Clinton that gave him. It might have been Obama, but one of them gave him, made him honorable again.
Oh, good.
Luckily, his family saw that.
I love this little song here. There you go. And it went straight to my head. Yep.
Boom, boom.
It's so perfectly timed because
Yeah,
you
it
had
is. You needed that
tense
tension,
story,
yeah.
and now we're going to be like.
Looked like they was eating baked bean stuff. I never really paid attention, but.
And now, then the barrel comes by.
Yeah.
Yep. With
Here
the tracker.
it comes.
And here you go. Just giving you the reminder that that thing is still out there.
Boom, ba-dum, ba-dum, boom. Boom, boom.
Boosh.
Look here, he's watching.
It's like he's testing how strong their boat is.
Mm-hmm.
There's water in the ship.
That's terrifying.
Yeah. Now, did Quint start that fire on purpose because he was about to radio for help?
I think maybe, but I'm not 100% sure. But you know he does a few things to stop
the
it.
radio, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He is kind of Captain Ahab, a little crazy.
Yeah.
He wants so bad to get that shark
He
himself.
does, and he doesn't want anyone else's help.
Yeah.
It's like he has his own. I think it's because of what happened.
He's got a vendetta from Indianapolis.
Yeah, Indianapolis.
Mhm.
His own friend was killed. I mean.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
What's these shooting stars coming out?
Yeah, that is really cool. There's some symbolism in that, but I'm not quite catching what it is. It might be like an omen of doom.
Maybe.
You know? Because it's basically a meteor coming to its fate, you know, burning up in the atmosphere. And now here's the boat on fire. It's like the shark knew how to disable the engine or something.
Demonic shark, man. That sucker's. Whoa.
Oh. But the music goes away to let you know that the shark was there. Now he's gone.
My brother is a chief of police. I always call him Chiefy, just like he called it.
Chiefy.
Yeah, Chiefy. Now, I don't know about from where you all are at, who's listening, but I know that they're getting ready to bring us to the theater in August. I want to go see this again. I've seen it in theater before a couple times. when I was a little kid and a few other times since then. But I'm going to go see it again because there's something about seeing it.
Yeah, seeing it on that big screen.
Mm-hmm. It gives him that warning, and then
there he is. Yep. Ouch. Yep. It's like he set them up. That shark is smart. He's playing them. Call him the Coast Guard or something. And here comes Quint to smash that radio. He's crazy. Yep. Sing it nicely.
I love that music too.
Yeah.
They all have, there's different types of themes for different things in this film. It's so great. No, it's so cool looking.
That's a good shot.
Yeah, that's great. Spielberg is brilliant.
And here's this music where you think, oh, look, they're fighting against the shark.
He's pulling them out. He's pulling them out deeper. I love how he's holding on to the back of the ship, you know?
Yeah.
He's scared. He's terrified. You can't blame him, really.
Yeah.
Look at him. When you hear Spielberg talk about it, he says the barrels is what kept Jaws alive in some ways. They found a way every time to keep this movie going.
Yeah.
They're brilliant.
That was a shot just to scare the audience.
Oh, yeah.
And that little pistol.
Doing what he can for himself, you know. There you go. It's what everybody wants to do, you know.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to do what how they can feel. Feel like they've done something.
Well, we all know his finest role would eventually come in Punisher as this father.
So what now?
I said we all know Roy Steiner's finest roles when he came as the father for the Punisher.
Oh, yeah. It's one of his last roles, so he played Punisher's dad. And,
okay. I didn't see that other Punisher movie.
Well, there's 3 of them, or more. And that one was good. One where he was in it.
Yeah. The only one that I actually liked was the Dolph Lundgren.
Yeah.
And that's not saying much.
The first of the modern ones was actually pretty good. Roy Scheider was a dad on that.
And you're just expecting the shark to come up again, though.
And to tie them together, the guy who played Punisher was the main guy on Deep. What was it called? Deep Sea or whatever it was.
Oh, Deep Blue Sea?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hook the giant shark to the boat. That's a smart idea. Now he can tug your boat.
Whoa. Whoa. Reminder.
Yep. Reminder of those high pressure tanks. If they burst open, they'll explode.
Back home, we got a taxidermy man. He's gonna have a heart attack when he sees what I brought him.
Yeah, they think they've caught the shark. Oh my goodness. It ain't dead. And it's getting mad. Right in the bottom jaw.
Some people have misunderstood where they think that sound that comes up is him. It's not. It's the water.
Yeah.
It's
but it adds to the whole thing, though.
Yeah, it does.
Oh, but it doesn't roar like him.
Yeah, the roaring. Yeah. That happened in Jaws Revenge. They added a lion roar.
Yeah.
What happened was they wanted the guy to add a roaring sound. He said no. He walked out. He wouldn't do it. So they took an old roaring from dinosaurs and lions and added this roar to it from old. It's horrible.
Flooding the engine. Yeah, don't need to cut the line, Quint. He's broken free.
That wore them all out.
Yeah. By the way, here's your barrels.
No, 3 he can't.
Yeah, keep an eye on the way. Still got barrels attached to him, but and then he does. Can't go down with 3 barrels. Oh yeah? I think Quint's officially scared now. It's not just a shark, it's a monster. Oof. Well, now you can see some land.
Yeah, because they're going back to it.
Yeah.
Gonna
draw him into the shallows. Gonna draw him in the shallow water. Gonna draw him in and drown him. We're heading in, Brody. Thank Christ.
So, yeah, I think this is where they finally have lost their confidence and think they might be out of their depth with this thing.
Mm-hmm. Because it's supposed to be almost not supernatural, but an unnormal. It's not normal. It's not. That's where, like I said, they messed it up with other ones because they're like, oh, this keeps happening. No. It's supposed to be something that's, and it was based on something that really did happen where a shark was attacking people, but that's not a normal thing to keep happening over and over and over again.
Well, it's the style of film called A Man versus Nature. So this is a shark that doesn't represent just sharks. It's nature, showing us how powerless we are against nature.
And it was, like I said, it's supposed to be a special thing. Like it's not supposed to be something that just keeps happening over and over.
Yeah.
You know, sharks just do that. No. But unfortunately, it does happen. It does happen, unfortunately, on occasion. On occasion. Will you see you again? Oh my gosh.
We're on fire.
And it was like, because they told him not to go so fast, he would do it just to spite them. Whoa. He's a hardhead, that's for certain.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. They're not close enough to the land yet.
Yeah. Didn't get him shallow. The exasperation. Such well acted.
Yeah, terrified. We're not going to make it.
Yeah. And
even with him.
broke the radio. We can't call for help.
Yeah.
People with more weapons. The boat is kaput. The engine's kaput.
Yep. Look what I did. This part is where he really goes back to memory because he looks over here and sees these life preservers.
Yeah.
He sees the two. Remember, I'm never putting on life preserver.
Never put one on again after the Indianapolis. Yep. I'm looking at the boat just slowly sinking.
Yeah.
They just figure they're doomed. It's over. Gives them a life preserver. He ain't wearing one.
Nope.
Captain going down with the ship.
It goes on with what he said earlier.
Yeah.
I'll never put on another one again. You know it's a last resort.
You go in the cage, keep going in the water with our shark.
Well, that man's courageous as heck.
Yeah.
I love the way he responded.
Desperations. Yeah.
You got no other choice.
It's terrifying, though, to imagine being in this cage.
Yeah. I love how they're all getting to work. This is the A-team scene.
Yeah.
They're all getting to work.
Yeah.
If only BA would have shown up. That made it more entertaining.
No, man. There's no way. There's no way. Let the white man do it because they're not doing it.
You better let that white fool go in there.
Hey, man. The one thing I always hated in scary movies, they for some reason they always kill the black man off first, and I don't like that. It's not fair.
Yeah, Heather actually wants to be able to get in one of these cages at some point in her life and get in the ocean.
Now, my brother and sister-in-law did it, and they actually got to swim to dolphins. They loved it.
So that would be fun with dolphins.
Yeah, they saw some sharks too, but that was in a more. It wasn't out there in the ocean like that. It was a more defined.
If I was a good swimmer, I probably wouldn't have.
No,
as many
sure.
issues,
If you're, well, you can practice, brother. You can do it. I trust you.
Dude, I'm 48 years old. I ain't old dog, new tricks. You know.
You can do it. You're not an old dog.
I've never been able to keep water from going up my nose.
They got stuff for that. See the masks. Here we go. The glasses. This part was the part that's kind of terrifying for him.
Yeah.
He says he got no spit. Yeah, like I said, originally they had different plans with that, but that shark, I don't remember what kind, but the shark got caught. And I think it was his nose got caught in the cage, the wire that was holding the cage, and he twirled around scared and messed it all up. And they said, we got to use that. That shot was just too good. So what they had too, at one time, the guy who was the extra, if you will, playing Richard Dreyfuss, there was a small person. And I don't mean a dwarf or anything. I'm talking about a small guy who used to ride on ponies and things. And he was dressed like that. Went in there. He was terrified because there's sharks flying around. They're huge compared to him. And they used some of that in this, but he was terrified.
Yeah.
And they used an extra as well to do some shots.
Here it comes. This is where, like Quentin was talking about, looking them in the eye. They got those black doll's eyes.
Yeah, like a doll's eyes.
To bite you.
The eyes roll back. Yeah. And all I have is screaming, hollering. So you have some real sharks there.
Yeah. Mixing enough real footage.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is so scary because you see him on there, and all of a sudden from the back, see a few other little fish in there. It's like the shark is smart.
Yes.
Yeah, brilliant. Careful, son. Oh, you don't want to get poked with that.
Yeah. And here it comes.
Oh, and it's so quiet.
It's so quiet. So there it comes behind him.
Here it comes. So you can see it get caught here in a minute.
And he loses the weapon.
So there's the little dude. And
so he's down there unprotected with a big hole in that cage. He's in trouble. Oh. It's kind of the same thing Spielberg would use later in Jurassic Park when the T-Rex goes down into the car at the
terrifying,
kids.
Yeah. I mean, that's what all of us would do. We try our best.
Try everything you got. Go for the eyes, Hooper. Go for the eyes.
Yes. Get out of there. So that's the one. That was real. That was really got caught. You can see that shark.
Yeah.
It was a real thing.
And Hooper's going to hide.
They said it was one of the most terrifying things I'd ever seen.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Duck.
Woo.
Oof. What's left of the cage.
Oh, I'll tell you what, man. If you knew someone was in there and you saw them gone, oh, that would scare you to death.
Yeah. And it's coming back.
No.
Didn't they make a Funko toy of this where the shark up on the boat?
Oh, yeah.
But that's where you can kind of see that hinge thing that they did in the skin for the jaw.
They made quite a few toys like that. And they even made, McFarlane did years ago, and I bought it. And I gave it to my brother.
Oh, this is kind of terrifying, too.
Oh, it's horrible. Let's see, that machete comes in handy. Oh.
I guess that bite, that bone-crunching sound effect.
And he was very sick when they did this scene, but he did such a great job. He grabbed a machete. Oh, what a great actor.
It's so horrifying. Because
Oh.
we've seen, like, it's happened underwater, and we see the aftermath, but now we get to see right there the whole...
This was the part that terrified me as a child more than ever. You're stuck in this room.
Yeah,
You can't get
in a
out.
sinking boat. And you're the last one left, as far as you know.
Oh.
And here it comes. Suck on this.
Chew on that, big boy.
Yep. Yeah, it's not like it's got hands to pick that thing out of its teeth.
No.
It's like, I got this thing, the boat just going down.
Give me a toothpick. Yeah.
Yeah, it still needs to pick pieces of quint that's still hanging out of its teeth. Did you notice that?
Oh, yeah.
The viscerous still hanging in its teeth.
Brilliant, really.
Oh, man.
I remember as a kid, I was like, I want to go higher, higher. Well, there's no higher. You go up there, you're going down, baby.
Yeah.
You're not getting out of
There
there.
it comes. Coming back for him. One of the greatest moments of cinema coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
There's that. Is that like the Chief Brody theme there?
I think so. Because they all have their own little thing, you know.
I swear, I appreciate this movie a little bit more every time I watch it, but oof. Why don't you just die?
Oh, and it takes it with them.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I remember when they would show this on TV every few years when I was a kid, and I'd go downstairs and the basement floor would seem like water to me. I'd be terrified. I'm embarrassed to say this. I would jump onto the bed like it was my boat. I was scared to death. The shark was going to kill me. I know, it's bad. No, I was
great.
5.
Yeah. No, you can relive it now every day.
I know. Here I go. Smile, you son of a gun.
Smile, you son of a...
Boom! Ah, it's brilliant. Brilliant. Now, you'll hear this kind of a roar as it goes underneath, kind of weird. That's the same dinosaur sound effect right here. I hear the sound effect here. Here's a second. Come on. It's going to use it. Do it. That sound effect. That is a T-Rex sound effect from old 1950s movies. They used it in the movie Duel. And
for the semi.
Yeah, and he wanted, Steven Spielberg said he was connecting Duel with Jaws. One syllable. So he connected that by using the same T-Rex sound effect with that. Yeah.
And there's Hooper back.
Yeah.
I'm sure Hooper just saw that explosion.
Oh, can you imagine?
Be like, hey, I can come out of hiding. And poor Chief Brody probably is thinking, now how do I get back to the shore?
You imagine how scared you'd be thinking, oh no, there's another one. All that blood.
Yeah. That's going to attract more things.
Oh,
having
yeah.
blood in the water, though, too.
Yeah. Let's get out of here.
Well, there might be pieces of Quint floating in the water, and that should blew the shark in half. You know.
Oh, dear.
Well,
it's true.
You know, he wasn't fully digested.
He barely got started.
He ate our boat. And that would be true, but the birds would come to pick up whatever pieces are left.
Oh, yeah.
Might.
According to Richard Dreyfuss, when the movie was over, the people all, once the credits started, right here, it said that the people all got up and they waited for the credits to be over before they got up. They got up, they all cheered, and when the credits were done, they all cheered again and clapped. Yeah. He was so scared because he didn't want to do the film. Then when he did the film, he was scared of what he was going to do. He ended up taking his career and just booming it. He said, according to him, he said that the crowd went crackers. That was his word. They went crackers. And since then, I thought that's the funniest. I love it. That's the funniest expression. They went crackers.
All right, well, I do have a verse for us.
Go ahead.
Of course. The shark, often unseen, represents how sin or evil can lurk beneath calm appearances, only surfacing when it's too late to ignore, which echoes Genesis 4:7. Sin is crouching at the door. It desires to have you, but you must rule over it.
That's right. God was saying this unto Cain. Mm-hmm. And Cain ignored it anyway.
Yeah.
And from that, what did he end up doing? Killing his brother. And I've used that. I used that in a sermon once before. Be careful. It's coming. Careful now. You know, it's coming.
Yeah, it's coming.
Be prepared because it's coming.
Mm-hmm. It's the stuff that you're not seeing, even with people, stuff hiding beneath the surface.
That's right.
That comes out because, I don't want to get too much in like current events, but we have had recently a well-known Christian singer.
Yes.
A lot of stuff came out, and I don't want to weigh in on it because he's repenting and he's trying to get his life back
good for
together.
him. That's good.
I don't know if he should ever make a public life, but people can come back from things.
Yes, they can.
But it's all the stuff that you hide, all that stuff you're hiding away that's going to come up and destroy you later if you don't get it dealt with.
I was using an example recently. Not recently, but I've had several tumors and
Seth
things.
is trying to check himself out of the
I've had several tumors and things, and I had people one time say, don't you wish you'd never had that? I said, here's the thing. I already had that tumor. I just wasn't aware of the tumor.
It was already there.
Yeah. And that's what happens a lot of times. It's we a lot of times say, oh, why did this and this happen? You don't sometimes realize it's already happening.
Yeah, it's already
You're
happening.
just not made aware of it. And sometimes we think it's better if I had never known. No, that's not true. Just because you don't know of it, for instance, relationships I had in the past, I wasn't aware of certain things going on in it. And once I was made aware of it, it hurt horrible bad. But you can't get it taken care of if you're not aware of it. If your vehicle is oh no, I didn't realize that my engine was going bad. Your engine was already going bad, but now that you're aware of it, something can be done about it.
Yeah. And that's the thing with those little sins that you kind of keep hidden away. If you don't deal with it, it will destroy you. And sometimes you need to get some help.
That's right.
That's why, it's good to have some accountability or whatever to somebody. If you need to have somebody that you can talk to, find somebody that you can talk to.
That's right.
And that's one of the things I fear is a problem with the modern church is we're so quick to like, oh, look what you did, that people are afraid to come out and say, hey, I need help.
To take it back to the fish, remember what Jesus says. He will make us fishers of men if we follow him. He said to the disciples, we're to be disciples. But in order to do that, we have to be out there and bring the, I don't want to say bait, but bring what will bring them in and love and compassion.
Show them the water.
That's right. That's right. Show them the water. Bring what is compassion out to them. Love to them. That doesn't mean that we should justify wrongdoing, but we should show that God loves us despite the wrongdoing.
Make people feel like, okay, I need help with something. I'm struggling with this. I need to be able to come through and say, hey, come along and pray for me.
Yeah, in those moments, instead of finger pointing time, what we need to do is put hands open wide, like come to me, come to us. We've been there, we've done that.
Yeah.
For all have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God, Romans 3:23. For the wages of sin is death, but the gift of God is eternal life through Jesus Christ our Lord, Romans 6:23. I say these all the time because they help us all the time.
It's good stuff, though.
Amen.
All right, so that has been watching Jaws with my pastor and Seth, who really didn't say much, but he's quiet anyway.
That's okay.
And now he doesn't even have a mic attached, so now if he says something, no one's even going to know.
That's okay. It was nice to have him here.
Yeah, it's nice to have you here.
Us three men, just like those three men on the boat.
There we go. And so he's the one who disappeared, so I guess he was Quint.
He was Quint.
He's the old pirate.
Is the Quint. You'll be the Dreyfus, Mr. Hooper.
Mr. Hooper.
And I guess I'll be Chiefy.
There you go, Chiefy. Alrighty, and so of course, we'll be back. Actually, I've already recorded, and I'm going to play that probably after this one. I did play some more with Final Fantasy VII Remake with my wife, so make sure you tune in for that episode. Check us out at neverlandpodcast.com. I have a website for this show, watchingmovies.neverlandpodcast.com. You can find more stuff about this show. Of course, if you go to neverlandpodcast.com, you'll find stuff about Dubby and a lot of other things that you can help support the show by purchasing items through Dubby. That has got energy drinks that you can get, and I say a lot more if you ever listen to the Fandom Nexus. And stay tuned. At some point, there will be a return to a podcast that I used to do with Tim Nidell a long time ago, for anyone who knows Tim Nidell. The Mighty Marvel Tooncast. I'm bringing that back with my wife. I'm going to make her watch some Marvel cartoons, and she's going to have fun with it. And then we'll have some, for anyone who wants to get on our Patreon, she's going to make me watch some anime.
There you go.
We're going to have some fun with that. That is an upcoming show. But stay tuned. We will have more fun with watching movies with my pastor. We do have, like I said, a website. I think I've added everything here that I need to say at the end of the show.
Sure.
Hope you had fun. Make sure, hey, I don't have an email set up specifically for this, but if you'd like to get in touch with us, we do have a Facebook page up there for Watching Movies with My Pastor. Lots of fun interaction capable on there. It's a group. I share some fun things that's happening in current movie news. Of course, we'll have plenty to say probably about the new Superman on the group.
Oh, yeah.
Because, I try to go retro movies, but we have watched the original Superman. If you haven't listened to that episode, we did watch the original Superman from 1978. Had a good time, of course, watching that. Mm-hmm. So there's lots of episodes of the first time you're here. Go back and listen to all of them. I try to make them as timeless as possible. We don't talk about current events, but we always try to find a good spiritual lesson that we can get out of these movies. So if you're having fun with this and you think if you're getting something out of us, share this with others. And let's just tell other people about the show. Now, Philip wants to add something.
I was going to say what we could do before the Superman comes. We could watch Superman 2.
We might. Well, I don't know if we'd have that kind of time, man.
Well, we'll see.
We'll see. Because we do need to watch Superman 2, but we need to complete our circuit because we got to watch Batman Returns because we did Batman, then we got to watch Spider-Man 2, and we got to watch the Donner cut of Superman 2.
I got
we could watch the original.
I
got the Donner cut too.
There you go.
I think Seth actually got me that.
Sounds all good, man.
Cut in there.
Sounds all good.
Yeah. There's lots of movies to watch. We still need to watch The Natural. And actually, I need to watch 12 Angry Men because another podcast I will endorse, the Retro Rewind podcast, they recently did a review of it.
Film.
And I had to skip it because I don't want to spoil it for myself.
Dude, you don't want to do that, yeah.
Yeah.
One of the best of all time. Of course, I say that about a lot of movies.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, some of these films still affect me to this day. In different times, I'll look back to them.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
And there's lessons that we can learn.
Absolutely.
And even this one, it mentions sacrifice for the greater good. Brody risks his own life in the final act, an echo of John 15:13. Greater love hath no man than this, that he laid down his life for his friends.
That's right.
And he's laying his life down for the town of Amity because his own children.
Yes.
He relates to like what that, as I was saying while we watched it, that mother lost a son. She's like, what if that had been mine? Yeah. And then it nearly was. And then finally the mayor shapes up like, my kids are out on that beach too.
Yeah. I like that they did that because that wasn't so much in the book, and I like that they made him. He was kind of squirmy, but and smirky, but you kind of understand him too. Yeah. He wasn't trying to be a complete creep. He thought he was doing right.
Yeah, sure he did. He was more concerned about his reputation in the town than he was the people of the town.
He thought.
All right, but that's going to wrap this up. Oh, there was one more thing I wanted to add that I thought was important, and it's completely gone. Something I needed to make sure I tell our listeners. But other than come back next time for more fun, like I said, making sure you share this with other people. And we'll see you next time at the movies. I think that's what we've been saying.
That's what it is, yes.
Yeah. We don't have anything as clever as getting lost. Oh, wait a minute. Was it? I feel like, I mentioned Dubby, Podgagement, which you can all find at neverlandpodcast.com, which helps out me in general because all these podcasts run into one thing. But I could swear there was something else that I needed to make sure. Oh, that's right. For those of you, I'm going to say this again, those of you who have been listening to the show, the free version that I just put out there, you will not hear the audio of the film, and I will be cutting out, except for if there's a clip that's specific that we mentioned, you'll hear that little clip, but I've cut this short. If you want to hear the full version of the show with some audio from the film so you can watch along with us, join our Patreon. It's there'll be links there in the show notes, patreon.com. YouTube.com/Neverland Podcast, and you can if you donate there, you're even going to get a feed for the Fandom Nexus without ads. So that's why I want to make sure you know that what you've just heard is a shortened version compared to the full-length version that will be the same length, a little bit longer than the movie, so you could actually watch the movie with us. Very, very important. Okay, because that also helps support the show, helps us keep going, and because it's expensive to do this kind of thing. So, but thank you for listening, and like we said, we'll see you next time.